Oxford, Mississippi. Number 4 LSU rolls into town to take on number 13 Ole Miss. You got the drama all week long. Whit Weeks dating Lane Kiffin's daughter. Lane Kiffin calling for the over on Twitter. How could you not absolutely love Lane Kiffin? But besides all of that, one of the biggest home games at Ole Miss that I can remember in recent time, with the opportunity that was on the table. That fan base delivered. The place was a zoo. And Ole Miss looked like the better team, similar to Oregon, the entire football game. I mean, I thought Ole Miss had the opportunity to win this game by multiple possessions. That's how good I thought Ole Miss was for the majority of this game. 24-19, the final score. Chambliss. Trinidad Chambliss. Dude is so fun to watch. Really fun quarterback.
He's a dog.
He is. And he reminds me, especially because of his size and body type. Now, the player I'm about to name is 5'11". He's 6'1". A little different, but he looks similar out there playing. He reminds me of like a vintage Russell Wilson, dude.
It's a good comparison.
Because he's got some serious wheels when he's taken off, but he also can absolutely rip it. Like his throws are on a rope. He hums it in there, man. And I think he's a really good quarterback, obviously. But I think he's really moving up into a different tier of quarterback here. And it just goes to show this kid came from Ferris State. Look at all these places paying all this money to bring in all these quarterbacks to win football games. And Lane Kiffin saying, I'm going to bring in this kid from Ferris State to be my backup. And now he's rolling with him and winning giant games with him and looking like a serious SEC contender. And if you're an SEC contender, you're a playoff contender, no question about it. So I was just so impressed with Ole Miss. I want to give you the floor a little bit here, but I thought Trinidad Chambliss was unreal. I think LSU can't run the football to save their life. Mm-hmm. I think Garrett Nussmeier is still not 100%, and that showed. But I thought Ole Miss's offense took it to LSU's defense, and we hadn't seen anybody do that yet this year.
Yeah, Ole Miss won this game the way I expected them to, which was let their offense make enough plays against a stout LSU defense and trust that LSU's not going to be able to figure out their own offense. That's essentially exactly what happened, although I didn't expect Ole Miss to move the ball, I guess, as well as they did, because I don't think the final score reflects like how dominant they were offensively. They had a fumble, I think, deep in LSU territory, right? They had that pick that almost let LSU back in it, but they couldn't convert it into a touchdown. They only got a field goal out of it.
That was the one play that I was like, poor decision by Chambliss.
Yeah, I agree. Other than that, Trinidad, I thought, played a phenomenal game. You're right. He's a lot of fun to watch. Maybe it's because they wear the same number, but he reminds me a hell of a lot of the kid they had last year, Jackson Dart.
Sure.
They play inspired. The guys clearly love playing for them. And for me, this almost felt like Lane Kiffin just telling Brian Kelly, like, hey, your time is up, old man. Like, the future is now.
Yeah.
I thought going for that fourth down to ice the game was just a money decision.
Yes.
People who were like, they should kick a field goal. You want to kick a 53-yard field goal to ice to not even ice the game, just to make it an 8-point game?
Or 8,
or yes. It's
would
7
it be 7?
Like,
let's see.
They won 24-19, so 8. Yeah.
8. Okay, yeah.
So still a one-score game. Like, no, dude, end the game on your terms. It doesn't matter how well your defense is playing or how bad that offense is. End the game on your terms. And Virginia Tech legend Daquan Wright seals it with the first down. By the way, he has been
he's unreal,
phenomenal. Is he the best tight end in the SEC? Not named Eli Stowers right now. Like, he's elite.
They targeted him a ton in this game. How many yards did he have in this game?
He's gonna be second team all ACC. I think he's going to be second team all SEC. At this rate, there's a really good chance. He has turned into a weapon for them on offense. LSU's defense can only do so much. That's been the story, right? Like they're able to do it when DJ Lagway is spoon feeding them 5 interceptions, but against competent offenses, man, they don't have what it takes to overcome how bad their offense is. And for Brian Kelly, who told reporters, you guys are spoiled because whatever, we're not winning games and doing anything crazy on offense because our defense is playing so well, brother, you've got some real soul searching to do. They are anemic running the ball. I know they're dealing with some injuries on the offensive line, but there's just no excuse. And Nussmeier's not playing up to a standard that's, anything close to what we have come to expect. And we've said it for weeks now, Gio, those similar to Penn State, the guys they brought in at the wide receiver position are so underwhelming. Like, is it because they're not getting open? Or is it because the whole offense sucks? Or is it a Nussmeier thing? I don't know. But that group has been really disappointing. In Blake Baker's defense, although they kept Ole Miss off the scoreboard as much as they probably would have liked to, they got bullied in this game. I thought Lane Kiffin just coached circles around Brian Kelly and Blake Baker in this game. Ole Miss deserved to win this game by a lot more than they did.
Yeah.
Do I think they deserve to shoot up to 4 in the AP poll? I don't know. Yeah. But they have asserted themselves, I guess, as this, for lack of a better team to beat in the SEC right now.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I thought there was a moment that really goes to show that Ole Miss should have probably won this game by a lot more, and it shouldn't have been a one-score game. And that was the situation where there's a huge fumble for a touchback. It's early in the game, but it kept it 7-3 LSU, and it didn't let Ole Miss score. And LSU ends up not doing anything with it, right? But again, a situation where, I don't know, a couple of turning points in the game, right? A couple of things that stood out to me as well. Like the 3rd and 14 in the fourth quarter, the confidence on the throw by Chambliss, especially because he's bouncing back after that interception where, again, just poor decision. He's rolling out to the right, facing pressure. I don't really know why he throws that ball. To his point and his credit, those back shoulder throws down the right sideline kept working. So he was trying to work that again, but this time he was on the run and it was just, it wasn't the right move. Right. I thought the rope he throws on that 3rd and 14 in the fourth quarter, I was like, dude, this kid's got something, And then the big thing for me, like you said, LSU can't throw the ball and they're struggling, like, because they can't run it. Yeah. And how are you supposed to set up the pass if you can't run it at all?
They're predictable.
I think it's a serious problem for LSU is their inability to run the ball. And then the thing I wanted to touch on that I don't think either one of us touched on, the difference for Ole Miss, I feel like the last handful of years has been the offense has always been good. Like Matt Corral had a humming offense there, right? Yeah. And Jackson Dart had a humming offense there. And I don't feel like they ever had a defense that can contend in the SEC. And I think Lane Kiffin has a defense that can seriously put them on a run in the playoffs. That defense looked so impressive. They were generating pressure. It felt like they were giving Nussmeier such a hard time. They were creating tackle for loss opportunities, like havoc plays that don't even necessarily result in turnovers. I just thought that defense was playing with a relentless edge, flying all over the field, swarming to the ball, playing with big hit ability. Like that defense looked like it was flying all over the place. I was really impressed with Ole Miss's defense on Saturday.
And they had a good defense last year, but it just didn't show in key moments. Like, they had a number of first, second round picks on that defense, right? Like Walter Nolan was there last year. Trey Amos was there last year. They had playmakers across the board. It just didn't always manifest itself in a big game because other teams had the offensive firepower to fight back. LSU does, but to your point, they don't. It's such a mismatch of weaknesses that they can't get anything going offensively. I think we talked so much about, the last time LSU's receivers were this good is when Jaden Daniels was there and they won the Heisman. That Jaden Daniels team couldn't really run the ball with their running backs as much as they would have liked to. They just had the most dynamic player in the sport on offense. So defenses had to respect Jaden and his ability to run the ball, which led to Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas taking the top off. They don't have that this year. So defenses know what's coming. They can play you deep. And if you want to take it short and intermediate, we're just going to rally to the ball. So they can't run. And because their passing game is so predictable, they are very stoppable. their pass versus run game at LSU is like the stoppable force and the movable object. Like nothing's good down there. So I give a ton of credit to Ole Miss. This game kind of showed how good they are and finally bit LSU for the weaknesses that they have. So again, it went about as I expected it to, maybe just a little bit more emphatically.
I love, final point on this game, I love when a team goes out there and ends the game on their terms. Obviously, they did that with the 4th down conversion. But I think LSU goes on this, really their best drive of the day came when they needed it. Late in the 4th quarter, they go on that drive to make it 24-19, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Nuss looked pretty good on that drive, and they got things going a little bit. They get the 2-point stuffed, which again, it's like a 3-yard loss on a handoff. That again goes back to what I thought the defensive line for Ole Miss was able to do in this game. But then there's 5 minutes and 4 seconds left on the clock. You're thinking, especially with, I know Ole Miss had a great day on defense, but if you're an LSU fan, you're thinking we're gonna get the ball back, right?
Yeah,
no,
we just got to get one stop in 5 minutes.
They didn't let him touch the ball again. I love when game ends like that. I because that's such a like assert your dominance type of thing. Like that's how Syracuse beat Miami last year at the end. Like we're not gonna let you touch the ball again. There's 5 minutes left, and we're gonna run this thing right out. We're going to get a couple of big handoffs, tote the rock, and when we need to throw it a couple of times, we're going to do it and come up huge. And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, I call them Max Holloway drives, right? They say, come here, meet me in the middle, and then they knock you out.
Yeah.
Like that's the Max Holloway. That's the Max Holloway effect.
Yeah, I like that a lot.